Hello. Let's relax, immerse yourself in emotional stories, and explore the world of learning English through stories. Don't forget to press the sign up button and sound the alarm. Don't miss any new stories.
All right, this is respect. It's in my best interest, the clown claimed. The chicken immediately flipped its head and planted a banana tree. Don't mind the clown, Princess told Dorothy. He cracked a lot of heads. It makes you stupid. Oh, don't mind, said Dorothy. But you're beautiful, she went on, and I'm sure I'll like her very much. Do you want me to take you to the police and stand on my aunt's fireplace? I can put you in this basket. Take it. Then I'll be sad. The country should not respond. You see, we're satisfied in this country. You can go back and talk as you like. But if it's taken anywhere, then our joints immediately stiffen. And we just stood on our wands, out on our pretty chairs. Of course, that's what people expect of us. Time standing on the stove, on the cabinet on the living room table. But our lives are more interesting here. In my own country. I'll never make you sad, cried Dorothy. So goodbye. Goodbye, no lifting. They carefully walked across the Kwok. Small animals and people who drift of their way. I'm afraid strangers will break me. And after an hour, your companions also to the other side of the country, standing in front of another porcelain wall. It's not as tall as the first wall. And by standing on the lion's back, they put sticks on top of the wall. Then the lion gathered its legs and jumped over the wall. But when I jumped my god's tail, I crashed into a church, shatter it to pieces. Like this to bed, Drosy said. But honestly, I think we're still lucky. Don't hurt those little people. More than a broken leg and a ruined church. It's all too crispy. That's what the Scarecrow said. Fortunately, I made it with straw, and it's not easy to damage. There are worse things in this world than a scarecrow. The lion becomes a mountain god. After jumping down the porcelain wall, a group of friends fall into a place with nothing to do, pleasant, full of bravery with swamps. Thick grass, high paw covered. It's hard to walk without falling into the mud, because the thick grass hides them from view. But by following the path very carefully, they're also safe on hard land. But here's the fate. It's more untamed than ever. And after a long tiring walk through the bushes, they went to another forest. It's bigger and older than anywhere else. They used to know. This forest is amazing. The lion claims to look around at the jockeys. I've never seen a more beautiful place. It seems dark, said the Scarecrow. Absolutely not, the lion replied. I want to live here forever. Let's see the dry leaves under your feet soften, and the moss clings to the old trees. New blue thick made SAO. There must be no animal. Which country wants a better home? Maybe there are still animals in the forest right now. That's for sure, the lion replied, but I don't see any around here. They walked in the woods until it was too dark. Can't go on, Dorothy told her, with Lion rolling out to sleep, while the woodsman and the Scarecrows watch. As usual. In the morning, they set out again. It's not that far. They heard a murmuring sound, like the growling of many animals. I have a little moaning, but the rest of us aren't afraid. As they continue on a path that has smoothed their footprints, until I reach the forest door where hundreds, the animals are gathering. Tiger, elephant, bear, wolf, foxes, with all other species in natural history. And Dorothy got a glimpse of fear. But the lion explained that the KI were meeting, and through their growling, I guess they're in big trouble. You're talking about finding some animals that saw you, and immediately the animals fell silent, as if there was magic. The biggest tiger comes before the lion. Bow your head. Congratulations, Lord SNLM. You came just in time to defeat the enemy. Bring peace back to all the brothers in the forest. What have you got? Asked the lion calmly. We're all threatened. The tiger was answered by a violent enemy who had recently come to the forest. It's a giant monster. It's like a big spider, big as an elephant. Long legs as tree trunks. It's got 8 long legs like that. And the monster kept crawling around in the forest, dragging the animals to their mouths with their feet, chewing like spiders chewing FLIs. None of us are safe when the villain is alive. And we're in a meeting. How to save your life when you come. The lion thought for a moment. There are no other lions in the forest, he asked. It doesn't have a few covers, but the monsters have eaten it all. And there's no cover as big and brave as you. If I can destroy your enemies, if you bow down, I am the lord of the mountain. The lion asked us very kindly. The tiger answered, and all the animals roared. We offer. Where is your big spider? Asked the lion. Over there in the middle of the boils, the tiger said and pointed with his front foot. Watch out for my friends. The lion said, right now we're going to fight monsters. Hi guys, and proudly walked to fight the enemy. When the lion sees the big spider, it's sleeping. It looks ugly, so much so that his enemies would end up with their noses out of disgust. Its legs are really long, like the tiger described, and its body is covered in coarse black fur. It's got a big mouth and sharp teeth that are 1/2 meter long. But its head is connected to its short, fat body, with a thin neck, like a bee's waist. This reminds the lion the best way to attack animals, and you know it's easier to hit him in his sleep than it is to wake him up. He wiped it hard and put it on his back. Then with a slap like the sky fell, equipped with sharp claws, you blanket the spider's head out of its body. Then you jump down and you stand there and you look until the long legs stop writhing. So you know the spider's done. The lion returned to where the animals were waiting, proud of them. You don't have to be afraid of that enemy anymore. Animals immediately at the end of the first theta in front of the lion, as before their lord. And you promised you'd come back to this place to reign. As soon as the Dorothy was safely back conscious. Lin Sand People Water. The 4 companions walked peacefully through the forest. And out of the darkness of the forest, they see in front of a steep hill, from the foot to the top of the boulders. You will be tired to climb up there, said the Scarecrow. No matter what, we have to go up. So you led the others. Follow. They're close to the first rock. I heard a loud voice. Back, that AI Scarecrow asked. So out of the rock comes a head. It comes with a voice. This hill is ours. No one can cross. But we have to go through. Scarecrow says, we want to go to your country. That's not possible, the voice replied, and then step out from behind the rock. Is the strangest person your group has ever seen. He is short in body, with a big head flat top. It's supported by a big neck full of wrinkles. But he doesn't have hands. Realize that. Buyuo saw it. Doesn't mind that helpless creature that might stop them up the hill. So you say, I'm sorry, I can't listen to you. We have to cross this hill, whether you like it or not. And I decided to move on. As fast as the KIA's head came up on the neck, Long reached out, up to his head. The Scarecrow beats the Scarecrow's body, made him fall and roll down the hill. And as fast as it came out, the head immediately retracts itself into the body. The chicken laughed furiously and said, It's not as easy as you think, is it? A loud laugh echoed from the other rocks, and Dorothy saw hundreds of hammerheads, with hands on the hill, the arrow behind a rock. The lion is angry, with people laughing. Unfortunately, the Scarecrow picked it up like thunder and rushed up the hill. One more head fell in, and the big lion rolled down the hill like it hit a ball. Dorothy cannons run back, the Scarecrow stands up. My bruised lion walked up to her in pain. That said, it's hard to play with these heads. No one can stand them. How do we do it now? You asked me to call the winged monkeys. The woodsman suggested she could still call them again. Yes, she replied, and put a yellow hat on her head to recite the spell. The monkeys have wings that are so fast. Within a few seconds, the entire group was in front of her. What orders do you have, Miss Monkey? Take us over the hill. To the country of the Kerlin, she replied. That will be done. The Monkey King replied, and immediately, the monkeys stole for friends and flew away with their cars. As they fly over the hill, the hammerheads screamed furiously, their heads up high, but can't reach. Group of monkeys, carrying Dorothy with you safely across the hill, and put them in the beautiful land of the cackling people. This is the last time you'll call us, Monkey Leader says by Dorothy. So from now on, goodbye and good luck. Hello, and thank you very much, the little girl replied. Calf huddled Chinese their sermon in a blink of an eye. The land of the Churlinese is rich and happy. Field after field full of rice is coming to ripen. Take the short brick roads running in the middle, and the beautiful streams tearing. The bridges are solid. All the fences on the bridges are painted bright red, like yellow Quinky country too. Blue land of the Måneskin. Those who carved Lin are fat and plump and handsome. Everyone is in red, in stark contrast to green grass and yellow rice. The monkeys put them down near a fake country house. 4 friends came knocking on the door, and the farmer opened the door. And when Dorothy asked for something to eat, the woman yelled at them for a good dinner. There are 3 types of cake. 4 kinds of same biscuits, 8 milk for bowl. How far is it from here to Linda's castle? She asked. Not far away. The farmer replied. Take the road running south. It's coming soon. He thanked the good woman and, again walking Levin followed the fields, across the beautiful bridges, until you see in front of a beautiful castle. In front of the gate there are 3 young girls. Uniform red crystal points the strips filled with gold. And when Dorothy approached, one of them told her. What made her swim? To this southern kingdom. So, to meet the good witch, come here. She said, let me see you. Please tell me your name. I've asked if Linda would like to see you. They called out their names, and then the soldier entered the castle. After a while, she came back by, said they were invited in. Immediately. Linda the good witch grants Dorothy a wish. Before I met Linda, they were led to a room in the castle. To Dorothy wash face and comb hair. The lion shook the dust out of the mane. British scarecrow combs his body for strict short. Breathing forest, then polish the wear and oil the joints. When everyone is ready to meet, they follow the soldier into the big room, where witch Linda is sitting on a ruby mosaic. In their eyes bar beautiful and youthful cover. Brunette hair is dark red, down into smooth curls on the shoulders. Tie in white clothes and blue eyes. Those eyes glanced at the little girl. What can I do for her? She asked Dorothy. I told the witch my whole story. How the tornado brought you to the land of the ox. She met her companions Sao, and the incredible adventures they've been through. My biggest wish right now. I want to go back to the cons. Your aunt must have thought, something terrible has happened to you. That would hurt my feelings. This year, the crops are no better than last year. I'm sure Uncle Henry can't stand it either. Linda bent over to kiss her sweet face. The fainting of the affectionate girl. God bless your earnest heart, she said. Maybe I can show you a way back. The police, she added. But if you do, give me the yellow hat, cried the Dorothy. It doesn't really help me anymore. And when you have it, she was ordered 3 times to give the monkeys wings. And I think we just need their service 3 times. Linda replied with a smile. Dorothy gave her the yellow hat, and she turned away from the scarecrow. What will you do when Dorothy leaves us? I'm going back to the Emerald City. You said Dukes made me ruler. And the people love me. The only thing I worry about is to go through the Hammerhead's Hill. By the magic of the yellow hat, I will command the monkeys. Take me to the gate of the city of Jewel 6. It's embarrassing Linda said that. If you take from the people, such a wonderful traveler. I'm really awesome, Sao. The scarecrow asked you strangely. Linda replied. She turned to the forest and asked, What will you do when Dorothy leaves? The guy leaned on the axe and thought and said, "Winky people have been so good to me, want me to rule them." After the evil witch died, I also love Winky. And if we could go back to the West, I'd like nothing more than to rule them forever. My second order is to give the monkeys wings. Linda said it was to bring you peace, back to the land of the old. Your brain may not be large enough for the air to see, like a scarecrow, but you are actually brighter than him. After polishing it thoroughly, I am sure you will reign, who winky wisely and skillfully. Then the witch turned to him. The lion mewed loudly and asked, "What are you going to do when Rosie gets back to her house?" Over the hill of Hammerheads, he said, there was a large old forest. All the wild animals there made me their lord. If I could go back to the forest, I'll live there a very satisfying life. My third order is to give the monkeys wings. Take you back to the forest. Linda said that after using all the power of the yellow hat, I'll give it to Bill Monkey. He and his flock will be free forever. Scarecrow Rabbit. The lion gave thanks to the good witch. Because of her kindness, Dorothy is crying. You are beautiful and kind, but I didn't tell you how to get back to Kent. Silver Shoes will take you across the desert, Linda replied. All right, if you know its power, is respect. It's in my I could have gone back to my sisters. The first day I came to this country, immediately flipped its head and planted a banana tree. But if so, I didn't have this amazing brain, Princess told Dorothy. The Scarecrow cried. He cracked a lot of heads. My whole life will be spent on a pole in the field, and I may not have this sweetheart, said Dorothy. I let the forest run. You're beautiful. I will stand in the forest until the end of the world. I like her very much. I've always lived a cowardly life. Do you want me to take the lion claimed. Old Forest, no animal ever gave me a kind word. I can put you in this basket. Take it. You're all right. Then I'll be sad, Dorothy said. And I'm glad to help my good friends. You see, we're satisfied in this country. Now each of you got what you wanted, as you like, and happy with the kingdom to rule. Then I think it's time for me to go back to Cars. And we just stood on our wands, out on our said the good witch in silver shoes. Of course, there's a magical power. Of us. And the strangest thing is, on the stove, it can take you anywhere. On the cabinet, on the living room table. In this world, in 3 steps. Each step is just a blink of an eye. In my own country, all I have to do is to clap your heels together 3 times. Cried Dorothy. Give your shoes to take you wherever you want. So goodbye. Goodbye. If so, she cried out in the mail. They carefully walked. I will immediately bring back the cons. Small animals and she put her hands around the lion's neck and kissed him. I'm afraid strangers will gently seduce your big turtle. And after then she kissed the woodcutter who was crying. Also to the other side of the country. It's a very dangerous way for your joints. Standing in front of another porcelain wall, she hugged by soft plastic straw body. It's not as tall as the first. Instead of kissing your painted face, and by I saw tears falling before the breakup. They hurt for the people you love. Then the lion gathered its legs. Linda kindly came down from above and kissed her. But when I jumped my god's tail, goodbye, Dorothy. I crashed into a church. Thank you, Dad, for treating you with your kind companions. Know how like this to bed, Drew. Now it's time for Proshi, solemnly in hand. But honestly, I think after bowing for the last time, don't hurt those little people. She clapped her heels together 3 times. A broken leg and a ruined church. Take me home to your aunt. It's all too crispy. She immediately went into the air. That's what the Scarecrow said. So fast that everything you feel or see, and it's not easy to damage, is the wind is whistling by the air. Scarecrow. Silver Shoes only take 3 steps, and she stopped suddenly, to the point of rolling out some fields on the grass. before you know where you
After
are.
jumping down the porcelain wall,
Finally,
a group
she
of
sat
friends
up
fall
and looked
into a
around.
place with nothing to do. Pleasant,
Oh my
full of
God,
bravery with swamps.
she cried out because she was sitting in the
Thick
middle of the
grass high
vast
for
grassland
cover.
of Conses,
It's hard to
and
walk
right in
without
front of
falling
her
into the
was
mud.
Lord Henry's new house.
Because the
Built
thick
after the
grass
old
hides
house
them
was
from
carried
view.
away by the tornado. But by following the path very carefully. Uncle Henry is pouring
They're
milk
also
for the
safe
cows
on
in the
hard
yard.
land. But here's
And the
the
bowl
fate.
jumped out of her hand and rushed towards the warehouse.
It's
The
more
grain barked
untamed
happily.
than ever.
Dorothy, get
And
up,
after a long tiring
and
walk
realized
through the
I'm
bushes,
barefoot in my socks.
they went to another
Because the
forest.
silver shoes were lost
It's
on her
bigger
flight.
and older than anywhere else.
Forever in the desert, they used to know.
This forest is
Go home.
amazing.
The lion claims to look around at the jockeys. My aunt had just come out of the house
I've
to
never
water the
seen a more
cabbage
beautiful
and looked up.
place.
And saw Dorothy
It
running
seems
towards
dark,
me.
said the scarecrow.
Oh, my beloved
Absolutely
niece.
not, the lion replied.
She called
I
out
want
to
live
hold
here
her in her
forever.
arms.
Let's see the dry
Cover your
leaves under
face
your
where your
feet
kisses
soften,
came from.
and the moss clings to the old trees.
From the land of
New
Ox.
blue thick made
Dorothy
SAO.
solemnly
There
replied.
must be no animal.
And here's the bowl.
Which country wants a better home?
Auntie, how glad I am to be home.
Goodbye.
Maybe there are
See you
still
next
animals in
time.
the forest right
Wishing
now.
you a day full of health and success.